Everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. We've got an outrageous episode today. So there seems to be a few people who are a fan of gun confiscation, where essentially people go door to door. When I say people, I really don't think law enforcement would ever do something like that. But then again, we do have Hurricane Katrina when that whole thing happened. But essentially what it would be is some entity, whether it's law enforcement or just all the people who hate guns, get together and try to do it. But they would walk door to door and say, give us your guns, or you're going to be arrested, you're going to be charged, or we're going to have a gunfight, pretty much. And there's always been certain people who have thrown this idea out, right? I mean, listen to Obama.
In Australia, you had one mass shooting 50 years ago, and they said, oh, we're not doing that anymore. That is normally how you would expect a society to respond.
So you want America to adopt Australia's way of handling guns? You understand that they just took them all away and destroyed all of them, right?
The hardest things to do in politics often involve taking away rights and privileges from your own supporters.
The tough new laws banned the sale and importation of all automatic and semi-automatic rifles and shotguns, and perhaps most significantly, called for a massive mandatory gun buyback. Australia's government confiscated and destroyed nearly 700,000 firearms, reducing the number of gun-owning households by half.
People used to say to me, you've violated my human rights by taking away my gun. And I'd say, look, I understand that.
So what are you suggesting? You're a previous president, and your idea as far as how we're going to handle all the guns is just take them all? Or how about this tweet from this dude? No one knows who he is, but he got a whole bunch of people all riled up about it. Get rid of the Second Amendment. We will go door to door and take everyone's guns. Whoever doesn't comply gets arrested and prosecuted. Now, I don't know who this is. I don't think he's law enforcement. So when you say we will go door to door, who are you talking about? Are you talking about you and all your woke buddies? You gonna come have a protest out in front of my house saying, oh, give us your guns or else we're gonna arrest you? Who's gonna arrest me? Where's your warrant? Where are all the necessary things to even arrest me? Now here's another thing that people who recommend gun confiscation don't really understand. If someone still has their guns, how do you think you're going to take them? Are you going to forcibly take them with other guns? Do you know what the castle doctrine is? That means that if you come into my house and I don't want you here, and you're a trespasser, or you mean me harm, I can shoot you. So essentially what you're saying here then is that you want to have a big old gunfight over guns, which in turn would create more gun violence. I think that's one of the things that people don't think about is the amount of people who are willing to die for their guns, right? And then people like this who are saying, well, we'll just come and take them from you. I don't think it would be that easy. So this is something the White House put out the other day, and I have no words. A few common sense gun reform measures. Common sense, that's the new term nowadays, but you don't want to look at the entire situation with common sense. You just want to put something out, and whatever sounds good or whatever the left likes, you put out. Ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. What's an assault weapon? Still hasn't been defined. Strengthen background checks. We already have background checks, so what exactly can you do there? Oh, you can lock down the border? So more criminals aren't coming into our country? Okay, I think we're all good with that. Enact safe storage laws and red flag laws. Well, I don't personally know anyone who stores their weapons recklessly. And if you are, you're an idiot. But red flag laws or gun confiscation, all it takes is one phone call. Hey, yeah, I'm worried about this guy. Law enforcement shows up. They decide whether or not they want to take your guns. And then to get them back, let's just say that it is a crazy process and one that most people do not complete. So gun confiscation is common sense. Okay, cool. Repeal the immunity that protects gun manufacturers from liability. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I mean, someone crashed a Honda, but you don't want to hold the person who had the Honda or was an idiot in the Honda accountable. You want to hold Honda, like the manufacturer, like the person who has nothing to do with it other than simply making a vehicle. Address the mental health crisis deepened by the trauma of gun violence. Are you serious? The mental health crisis deepened by the trauma of gun violence. So what you're saying is that the mental health crisis in this country is caused by gun violence. Not drugs, not fentanyl coming over the border, not veterans coming home, seeing some crazy stuff overseas, and then you would rather take care of immigrants more than them? But no. It's all because of gun violence, right? I would say none of this is common sense. You know what's common sense? Hardening down schools, addressing crime in major cities, making it harder on them to do actual crimes. How do you do that? Well, one, you arm more people. You make criminals think twice before they go into a Walgreens and completely ransack the place, and just watch all of the employees and the security guard just do nothing.
Hey, no, we don't need that. We don't need that. Whoa.
Okay, man. Hey.
Is that America? Is that something that we're all okay with? It's been like that for a long time. And in order to change something, whether good or bad, you need progress. They have a lot of progress right now. We see it on the news all the time. We see it on Twitter. We see it everywhere. Stores just being ransacked. People's hard-earned work destroyed because the DAs are like, well, I mean, if they steal, it's not that bad. And then this is my favorite one right here. Girls' clothing in school is more regulated than guns in America. Now, while we're talking about this whole thing, before we even get into it, a big thank you to Black Force Supplements, making men men again. This is the Testo Stack. Y'all have heard me talk about it before. But what this does is it optimizes your hormone levels. And if we all know something, especially lately, is that your hormones have a lot to do with how you feel. If you're a man, you need your testosterone at a high level and it's got to be optimized. That's what this does, but it's natural. You're not putting a whole bunch of crap in your body. The stack has terkesterone and Sustanche with Tongkat Ali. I gotta tell you, I used to be ready for a nap around 3 p.m. every day. Now I am rearing to go all day. Amazing performance in the gym. So they're giving you 40% off this stack currently. Go grab one and get everything optimized. Now, one of the reasons why we have Black Forest on this channel is because of this picture right here. And of course, you've got some woke person and we can't figure out if it's a woman or a boy, and that's honestly another major problem as far as the mental health goes in America. Oh, but it's all based on guns. It's not the media. It's not Bud Light. It's not companies who are saying, yeah, trans stuff. Cut your dick off. Flip it inside out. Do whatever they do. It's all good. Why do you think women's clothing is regulated in schools? I'm talking to the people who don't want it regulated. Well, for one, there's pedophiles out there. Two, there's something called traditional values in life, which means that nobody needs to see a 10-year-old dressed up like she's a hooker. Nobody needs to go into a school and look at it and say, are we at a drag show? Or is this high school? But no, instead, we need common sense gun measures. We need to ban assault weapons. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to have it like Australia. No, we don't need any of that. We need a strong leader in this country who says, no, we're not changing the traditional values that this country was built on. And if you have a problem with that, go to Canada.